Good afternoon. We're back with more Marvel Champions, and today we'll be trying out the new Galaxy's Most Wanted campaign on expert difficulty, and we'll try it with Groot first. If we don't get very far, we'll try it with Rocket Raccoon, and if that doesn't work, we'll switch to probably Scarlet Witch for the campaign. So the campaign has a number of new traits or rules. We've got the new keywords. We've got hinder, we've got patrol, we've got stalwart, we've got villainous that we haven't seen before, as well as the addition of a victory display and a new amplify icon which adds boost counters. We've got a marketplace where we can buy cards in between scenarios. And other than that, things are pretty much as they were for the last campaign. So for the setup, we've got Drang, we've got Badoon ship environment, we've got a weapon for Drang, Drang's spear, and then we've got to bring in Badoon Blitz side scheme. It has 3 threat and then hinder 4, which means we add 4 more per player, and it has victory 1. When defeated, each player must choose and discard 1 card from their hand, and it does have a boost icon. We've got a support ship which can generate a resource, and we can also use it to remove 3 threat from the main scheme. Drang has a spear which gives him stalwart, which means he can't be stunned or confused. And then he has a ship that charges up after phase 1 and deals damage after it's charged up enough. Then we also need the Badoon Headhunter, which goes into the encounter deck. And where is the Badoon Headhunter? There he is. So I'll get the decks shuffled up. And we'll try out Groot here. We know we've got to keep damage off of Groot as much as possible. For this campaign on expert difficulty, it has the new rule, which we didn't see last time around, that you can't switch aspects or basic cards in between scenarios. So let's get started. We will get 2 growth counters on Groot. We'll go energy, power, and all of us. We are Groot to play Luke Cage. Desperate defense to play Unflappable. First player action, exhaust the Milano. So do we even need to switch to... We could maybe take a turn to charge up. Just remove threat, and then we'll draw 6. So 2 threat per player. Charge up. Drang schemes for 3. Actually, it's plus 1 more. And then we got 1 encounter card, which is Badoon Lieutenant. While this minion is engaged with you, you cannot thwart the main scheme. In Milano doesn't say that it's a thwart action. Okay, so for the hero phase, we'll go 2 counters on Groot. We will flip over to Groot's side. Go 2 damage from Luke Cage on the Badoon Lieutenant, and we'll go growth to play Root Stomp 5 damage, and it will defeat him so we can add 1 growth counter. Problem is, we got almost no thwarting. We'll use the Milano to generate a resource. No, we don't need to do that. We'll get Spider-Man out. We'll give him the +2 thwart for this round. 1, 2, 3. Use the Milano for 1, 2, 3. And then we'll use Groot to deal 2 damage. Then we'll draw 5. So 3 threat goes on the main scheme, 2 normally, and 1 for Badoon Blitz. We've got an attack from Drang. We'll have Groot defend that with Desperate Defense. So he's attacking for 4. Okay. Groot defends, readies up, and Unflappable draws a card. Then we've got 1 encounter card, which is Badoon Headhunter. When this minion activates, give it a boost card. Okay. Let's go power on all of us. Lashing Vines for Rocket Raccoon. I would play multiple man if I had 3 slots available. 7 damage he can take. Rocket Raccoon gets 4. Can go 5, 6. So we can kill him. Then we can't thwart. And the scheme will advance. So we'll have to use Rocket Raccoon to thwart, I think. We'll use Spider-Man for damage. Luke Cage for damage. Groot for damage. Now, is there any way that I can... Let's see. Rocket has 4 attack. Can go 5, 6, 7. And then it only costs me 1 thwart. But the scheme will advance if I only thwart for 1. I don't know. Do I need to remove the Badoon Headhunter that much? Let's prevent the scheme from advancing, and we'll just be 1 short on killing this Headhunter. So we'll go ahead and draw 4. We've got 1, 2, 3 threat. We've got an attack from Drang. That'll go on Spider-Man. Give the villain a tough status card. And then an attack from the Headhunter. Probably have Groot tank that with Never Back Down. Gonna need the Milano to thwart. So we'll use Helicarrier for Never Back Down. And the Headhunter attacks for 3, so it does not get through. It'll stun the attacking enemy. Unflappable draws a card. And then we have 1 encounter card. So there's another charge counter on this ship. The villain attacks. Well, I'll either lose all of my tokens or I lose an ally. I really don't want to lose either of these allies. They're really good. We'll just face tank for 4. Badoon Grunt enters play. There goes 4 tokens. Okay. So we're gonna need I am Groot probably. Yeah, I think I need to rewind and put the damage on Rocket Raccoon, most likely. I need those tokens. So let's have Rocket Raccoon tank the Badoon Headhunter. And then we'll use I Am Groot here for 5 growth tokens to remove Badoon Blitz. Goes to the victory display. We don't have to discard a card from hand because I don't have any. We'll thwart for 3. Use Luke Cage to attack for 2. Can I afford to stay in hero form? I'll probably lose some of my growth tokens if I do. But if I don't, the scheme is going to advance, so stay in hero form. And then we got 2 threat. We got an attack from Drang. Groot will defend. Do I have anything to help with that? I do not. So it's for 1, 2, 3, 4. This gets 2 boost icons, so it's attack for 6. Uses 3 growth tokens, but unflappable. We still took no damage, so get to draw a card. The Headhunter removes his stun, and then we have 1 encounter card. The attack should have charged up to 4. And then we have 2 indirect damage to each player. I guess I might as well use my last 2 growth tokens for that. Counter card is Gang Up. So Groot's going to take some damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. I think I need Luke Cage. He has 2 activations left and then a block. So for the hero phase, we'll use Power of Protection to get out Energy Barrier. We'll use Fruition to get 2 tokens. Get out another Energy Barrier. We'll Thwart. We'll use Luke Cage to send the Headhunter to the victory display. Then we'll draw 5. Two threat. Villain attacks. That'll go on Groot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll use the energy barriers so we can remove the tough and deal 5 damage. And then Groot loses 1 counter. And we've got an encounter card, which is discard an upgrade or support you control. I don't like to see Unflappable go, but off it goes. Okay, and we're on to the hero phase. We go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Iron Fist. Though his effectiveness is reduced because of Drang's Spear. So we'll just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll put him into phase 3. Discard the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Each time a minion is discarded, put it into play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 minion. He has Retaliate 1. So draw 4. Ready up. 2 threat. An attack for 4. That can go on Luke Cage now. Attack for 1. Groot. And then an encounter card, which is get another charge token. Okay. Bombardment. So, on to the hero phase. Fruition for 2 charge ups. Iron Fist should have 1 threat. Let's use the Milano and my other 3 cards to get multiple man out. Oh no, my deck is too low for that. I can't do that. We'll go Root Stomp, multiple man for Ironheart. Draw a card. So I didn't use the Milano there, so I can go ahead and get rid of Bombardment. Use the Milano, Iron Fist. I'll use Ironheart for 1 damage on Drang. Iron Fist for 3 on the Sentry, and that retires him. And then Groot can deal 2 and take 1 damage. And I think we'll flip to Alter Ego here and give Groot 2 counters and draw 4. So 1, 2, and then Drang is going to scheme. Charge up, scheme. Grunt enters play. That's going to deal me 1 encounter card. On to phase 2. Charge up, that's going to deal 2 damage. And protect the planet. Choose to either remove 3 threat from this scheme or deal 3 damage to a minion. Okay. Well, the Grunt is going to scheme for 2, and then we've got 2 encounter cards to deal with. Shadow of the Past. Who is Groot's nemesis? Fernax? After he activates, he deals 2 indirect damage to each player. Then we got another encounter card, which is Rogue Vessel. When the villain phase ends, deal 1 damage to each player. I think you can have more than 1 environment out, right? Exhaust the Milano and spend 2 resources of any type to discard this card. And that's going to surge into 2 more encounter cards. An Assassin and an Assassin. And each of these attacks for 2 when they engage. So 1 will take out Ironheart. Oh, after they engage your hero. They didn't engage my hero. But they will when I flip, so... Well, we can charge up, we can recover. That has to be done. I'm supposed to take 1 damage at the end of the villain phase due to Rogue Vessel. We've got... This should be like AoE damage. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I don't think I make it out of this turn. Flipping to Alter Ego was too much. I Am Groot deals 5. Ironheart can deal 1. Those dudes only have 1 damage, but I don't have a way to deal 1 damage. Can deal 3. But I have to thwart or the game is over. I can I Am Groot again for 5. I mean, I had 10, 11, 12. I could have gotten him down to 5 or so. Damage. Not bad, but then I would lose next round, so. Oh, and when each of these attacks, they would, after they engage your hero, which happens when you flip from Alter Ego, they would each attack and take out my tokens, so I wouldn't actually get any damage off anyway. Okay, well that's going to end this attempt, I think, with Groot. So we got to see a little bit of his gameplay. This is a pretty forgiving quest. The fact that I lasted as long as I did, even on expert difficulty, is really because they give you this ship, which is extremely helpful. Being able to thwart for 3 every turn or generate a resource, that's OP. And probably the reason for that is because Groot is on the weaker side and you want him to be playable against the scenarios in the box that he came in. He's probably playable on normal difficulty. Not easy on solo, but even on normal difficulty, but he's probably playable. At least against the first scenario. If they get any harder, he may not be even on normal. But yeah, I think this is one of if not the weakest hero in the game. So next video we'll try out Rocket, and hopefully that will go better. And thank you for watching.